There goes the fourth wall. It's been broken. It's time to party. Tighten Up Tuesday, everybody. I'm Chris Dimon in St. Louis. B-Phlat, she's in Philadelphia. Dancing into your hearts and mind. Tighten Up Tuesday. It's your favorite DIY and comedy show. Every Tuesday night right here on the Two Funny Mamas YouTube channel. That's B-Phlat. You can follow her on Instagram at Flat Out Funny. I'm Chris Denman at InstaDenman on Instagram for me. If you've got dance requests, you know how to get them in. B's got a big show, got a great feature tonight down in Louisiana. Excited to check in with B. All of you in the comments tonight. Keep it hot. Get smokest, everybody. It's time for Tighten Up Tuesday, live from Midcoast Media in Philadelphia in B-Phlat's Smoke Lab. Let's do it, everybody. Happy Tuesday.
Andy, he made my joint go out. He made my joint go out. He made my joint go out.
Oh, good evening, B. Welcome to your show.
Good evening, Chris. Good evening, all my Picassos.
Everybody's fired up in the live chat already. Hey, you switched it up. You had what'd you have starting off before the show?
Maya's card. And I also have to add that we're going to have to start adding that tag also in the beginning because I like it like that. People can read the card. And, you know, I'm just trying to tighten up areas in the show to keep it moving and make sure I keep focused while I'm smokest. And
don't forget it.
I'm trying to really spend our time featuring people, featuring people's DIY projects and just keep it going, but still, you know, maintaining the quality and integrity of the show. You know, I can't cut my girl out. No. So, and you see how I designed the card and it was all super fly. So shout out to Maya. Shout out to Lauren for the music. Shout out to Daphne for keeping me organized. And shout out to you, Chris, and everybody at Midcoast Media for my lovely production.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So.
What an evening. We've got a great show. Look at B. She's getting smokest as we started off. Let us know how you're feeling in the live chat. We've got Phyllis asking me if I'm headed to church.
Oh, I told him you got dressed up for the Fish Nasty Friday episode. You know,
well, it is episode B.
Fish Nasty Friday episode.
It is. It is the official Fish Nasty Tighten Up Tuesday. I'm really proud of you for making it to episode number 69.
Thank you, Chris.
If you're following Deacon Denman and Sister B along at home for this Fish Nasty episode, do me a favor. Every time we say episode 69, just quietly to yourself say,
Fish Nasty Friday.
And then after that, just go, nice.
Nice, that's right. So, Chris, quick shout outs. You know, I got to always shout out my day oneers because we do have a brief and bait coming up very soon. Actually, next week, next Wednesday, live from your office. So I'll be sitting right next to you, Chris.
Man, we got to get ready for that.
We'll be sitting next to each other on the same screen like a bad date.
Are you and Dennis sitting next to each other on a date, don't you?
No, we don't. We sit across from each other. People on a bad date, they sit next to each other.
Okay. I'm of the sit across from each other, but I've been out with, and I'm not talking like years into a relationship, like second or third dates with people, and they're like, sit over here, let's enjoy it. And I'm like, I don't want to be mean, but I'm like, we look like dorks. Like, this is not.
Don't worry about what people think, Chris.
No, I care what I think.
Oh, well, that makes sense. I was going to say you look like a dork, but don't worry about what I think. Exactly, you got to do it for the love sometimes. But
true.
No, we don't sit next to each other.
No, we can set up 2 cameras. You can do it in the front room. I can go to the back, whatever you want to do.
Well, see, Chris, I'm feeling love because Christmas has been extended. So, you know, I got to give some shout outs real quick. First of all, this came in the mail today. You know, I love Miss Michelle. Shout out to Clarksville. She's the one that bought the tickets.
Oh, so nice. She's got a, by the way, that was so kind of her. We've got a little thank you being mailed out to her.
This is a blanket hoodie. You see that?
What do you call that, a bloody?
It's a bloody. Ain't that dope?
That's really nice.
Oh, I already put it on. It's so warm.
Now, does Dennis
Baker, huh?
Does Dennis get in there with you?
Probably. But I'm rocking this. Oh, I was like, oh. And so look, it came wrapped up in this, and this is what I tell people: save this kind of stuff because you never know what you can do with the ribbon. So knowing me, I'll probably wrap it around some jars, use it for some Christmas stuff. I'll just ball it up, put a rubber band around it, and put it over here in my little cabinet. In my little drawer. Y'all know where I keep all my little stuff for. Idea might come across. And see, shout out to my girl B Squared. It's her birthday today, and I'm celebrating for her. She sent me a thank you card. Look at that. And remember, this is the same type of card, the exact same card that we used in Taina's flip.
Oh, beautiful.
Boxes. Yeah, so I love this kind of stuff. But she sent me this, Chris, and a rolled up 20.
What?
Oh.
She sent you some. Listen,
contrary. Have some fun for her birthday. So I got me 2 lines of weed laid out here on the thing. I'm gonna go.
I'm aware of the stereotypes. I feel like people assume white people have all done coke. I've never done coke, but maybe tonight, in honor of that gift.
Oh no!
Why would she roll it up? That's hilarious.
You can get the little stuff, like if you got your little residue left in the bottom of your container, it's like real fine. You could just put that in a little thing. All I do is take one of Maya's cards right here. They're great for scraping up my weed. Put it together, line it up. It's like I'm gonna snort me some weed. I'm talking crazy, but I was like, what I'm gonna do with this rolled up 20? I was like, give me some weed lines.
B, I have a question. Your hair looks great tonight. You've dressed it up. Does your chair go down like half an inch?
It can go up. Why you want me to go
down? Your hair is tall tonight, and I'm driving myself insane. We're not the same.
Is that better?
Yeah, it's a little better. That's better. Yes.
Down more?
Nope, you're good. We'll adjust mine. You're good.
Chris, I'm always getting it's still Christmas love because I got another nice from Tanya Prince. She sent me a gift card. Yeah, saying just do what you want to do. Do what you like. Just a little note just to say she really thanks you. And it's her CashApp contribution for the year since she can't. She don't really do CashApp, and she ain't all into all that. So she just sent me that. I thought that was really nice. So shout out to her. And shout out to my people that, Andy, can you throw that brief and bake graphic up? Shout out to the people that have RSVP and the people that can't attend. My list. The next graphic is my list. Remember, if you're on this list, please hit me up on the email, frugalflip@gmail.com, and let me know if you're attending or not. But Leanne can't make it. I have heard from Angelique, and I've heard from Andrea Stockton.
Look at you. And you'll be live in St. Louis.
Oh, and I heard from Sharitha. She's coming. And Carletta. I need to hear from Ashley, Laila, Beverly. Penny can't make it. I need to hear from both Beverlys. Yeah. And Janine. Other than that, we good to go. And remember, if you made something out of the recycled containers, I want to see the photos. I haven't gotten any. So I'm just assuming ain't nobody make that project, which is fine. But if you want to be on the brief and bake, I know people know what to do. Send me an email and beg. I'm just kidding. And they don't have to
That's
do
the
that.
official way.
You ain't got to do all of that. I'd be like, yes, because I love the nice emails. So I'm looking forward to next Wednesday. And all the things that will settle in the office when I get there Tuesday, Chris, regarding sweatshirts, because I'm going to hit up John, regarding Brandon and his shirt, regarding our 100th episode. When I come back on the 17th, I'm going to have a lot of information for everybody.
I think while you're here, we should do another Instagram Live episode of QBC, with your shirts being made right here while you're doing. Maybe we'll send out some autograph stuff and different. That'll be fun.
Yeah, that'll work. So I'm looking forward, and I'm coming in a whole week early. That's a shame with these airlines being so fucked up. I got to come in a week early just to make it to one show, but I'll be there. I'm in there like a booty hair.
Well, you do say that. So happy 69th episode, everybody.
Shout out to, I got to give a quick shout out to my Cash App battle people. Gail, Kathy, Phyllis, Verna. They are killing me, But I love it because, they start out the day after this show in terms of but who's winning, Miguel, 3 times this week already. So I'm very grateful for that. Shout out to Michelle and Phyllis, who always cash at me for the cat scat. People love the cat. The stray cat scat. They love it.
The stray cat scat. It's a big deal.
It's a big deal. So I'm always doing it. I got 2 drinks because I told you I'm celebrating Beverly's birthday. So I'm drinking some bug juice and a glass of wine. I'm going all out for her birthday.
You're going in.
Put perfume on. I smell good. I was like,
it's Fish Nasty Tuesday on our 69th episode.
It's Taco Ball Tuesday, but we celebrating Fish Nasty Friday in the BIY. Let me jump to my flash rag photo. Shout out to Linda K. Purvis in the house. She bought 2 packs for her battle buddy.
That's so cool.
To my battle buddy, but you see, she got the apron. And she has us up on the screen with me and my smoker shirt on. So shout out to my Picasso. Get your flash rags. They still moving, and I'm loving that people are still getting them. And thanks everybody for being so patient with me with the postings. So that was lovely. I appreciate that. Chris, do we have any good comments? Because I'm gonna read my DYK.
Yes. Let's do a few. Okay. Yes. Thick vegan afro. I love this. I was watching Two Funny Mamas when you and Sherri conceived the idea. Now 69 shows later. Nice.
That's what I'm talking about.
I love it.
Little internet could. We are going to make it to 101 episodes.
Irina's in the house. Alicia's in the house.
Irina.
Francis is in the house. Tanya's in the house. Fab 540. A lot of comments on the suit jacket tonight, so thank you for taking notice. I did it for you. M. Gabrielle Smith Tobin. Irina, why didn't you tell me people? What? I don't even know what that is.
I thought you wore that jacket because it was Fish Nasty Friday episode.
That's right. I should have done this and said I'm not wearing anything under it for the show tonight. Yeah. Let's see. And Thick Vegan Afro's inducting themselves into the Day Oneer squad. Ms. Michelle is in the house. MM getting Fish Nasty on a Tuesday, obviously. Very exciting. So keep the comments coming. Be sure you share this stream too, because we want to keep the show growing. And Nikki Soul says, what kind of weed do you smoke, B?
Oh, I didn't look at the pack, but the last stuff I had.
The kind that gets you high?
Yeah. It was like orange something. Some kind of orange something.
Make up something like, orange. Oh. Orange tropical.
Let me look on my list, and then I'll tell you in 2 seconds.
Orange Mystic.
Is that right? I'll tell you in 2 seconds.
Time Traveler Orange.
Wait a minute. I always get the text. So I think, ain't that a bitch? It ain't in the. I usually get the text from my plug. From my plug, and then tell me what it is, and it's not in my iPad.
We're gonna make sure you.
I got this and this and this and the Gorilla Glue. I like the Gorilla Glue.
We're gonna make sure you visit my friend while you're here. That's a legitimate place that hopefully they're sponsoring the show. And so I got a comment about the award and the suit jacket, so I'll just do this.
Go NAACP Award. Chris, I told you to print me one of those. Have John print that out for me.
Okay.
And make me one so I can put it in here in my office. Even if it's a photo, I need me a.
We'll 3D. Get a photo.
Yeah, give me a photo. So let me do my DYK really quick before I jump into my frugal flip.
DYK all the way.
And this is a shout out to Picasso Phyllis Smith. Actually, I'm doing a black first instead of a black inventor because I like to switch it up. So this is one that Picasso Phyllis Smith sent in, and it's dedicated to Dr. Shirley Ann Jackson, who was the Shirley Ann Jackson picture. Thank you. Noted physicist and former head of the United States Nuclear Regulatory Commission, was the first of 2 Black American women to receive a doctorate in physics in the U.S. and the first African American to receive a doctorate from Massachusetts Institute of Technology. And we all know that as MIT. So she has a lot of
Wow.
accolades and things that I could read about her. But it's interesting that she started their Black Student Union there when she came there, and they only had 2 Black people at the school. And by the time she started the Black Student Union, they said a year later she had 57 Black people at MIT. So that's an accomplishment.
Wow. Yeah.
So go ahead on, Dr. Shirley. She did a lot that they say is like the predecessor to other people inventing things like the caller ID and the solar cells. Like she did a lot of the pre-work with like fiber optic cables and all that other stuff. So shout out to her being the first sister to graduate from MIT. I
Another great
being
DYK.
for 4 days at a show. I was so mad. I was like, oh, we're never going to get out of here. All this snow. And I missed another show. So anyway, I don't like their campus is super dope, but you don't want to be stuck there for 4 days. Not at all. Not in Boston. Anyway. Well, Chris, I got to do my CashApp dance.
Oh, wow. You're going to dance for the people.
With the Jane, because Jane came to the party tonight. She came to see what's going on with Fish Nasty Friday. She might want to go do a Fish Nasty Friday. So I'm doing my dance for Miguel, Kathy, Phyllis, Verna, and Ashana Perkins. All these people like over the weekend came in yesterday, the day before, on Sunday, 152.
That's so nice.
Yeah, so I'm giving it. Oh, you know what they want.
Oh, wow.
My leg ready. Oh, let me get my leg ready.
You got the WD-40 working. Look out, everybody. Here comes B-Phlat. If you want to Cash App, send her some money. What is it?
Who on my porch?
Oh, no. Not the cats. It's the... She sees them. You all be safe out there in California. Don't be dancing and driving. Look at B go. Somebody's going to remix this, and it's going to be a hit. Oh, my gosh.
Somebody going to remix
Scat Cat.
The Stray Cat Scat. Get your ass out of here. You got to put that.
You have to. You really have to. You put the authority behind it. Yeah. You're like a horse ready, putting the hoof on the ground. Here we go.
I'm ready. So
that's right. Oh my gosh.
We're at my favorite part of the show.
Oh,
the fruit flip. Yeah.
Before you do that, Regina and the Three Amigos are here.
Okay.
I haven't seen Regina, Sonia. That's right. Sonia, Regina. That's right. They're coming to the Brief and Bake?
They need to get on the Brief and Bake.
Three Amigos, you're invited.
Yes, they know. They know they got an open invitation.
Always. So, Frugal Flip.
Well, shout out to everybody who has been so generous and keeps continuously donating to Daphne's Flip. I'm shouting out Kathy Lafer, Phyllis Smith, and Ashana Perkins, because they brought Daphne's Flip up to $1,532.50.
Wow.
Exactly. So
look at Daphne getting the love.
Yes, we're literally $968 away from our goal to get to Dallas. So it's just amazing. Everybody is just like so generous and want to see this flip come together. So with that being said, I'd like to show some of my drawings.
Here we go. NFT time.
So, and I really had to think about Daphne's space because she has 3 sons. And they're teenagers and they're athletes and they're boys. And you know how boys are. So anything that I do for her or within that space, I have to make sure it's sturdy and that it's durable, and sustainable. All of those elbows that boys will probably, will tear up or just kind of lay around and do what they do by nature, which is fine. So I just want to be accommodating for that. So I've been thinking about a lot of different things in terms of how I'm going to do stuff. So with this being said, the next photo shows my drawing. I'm trying to create a space because I can see their pattern in terms of like how they come in the house and then how they move from the bedroom to the kitchen. So I'm trying to set the space up so there's a natural flow.
Yep.
So I want to do an area right there, like right when you walk in, where there are more or less some baskets under like a nice catch-all table with some drawers for like keys and like, little junk and things like that. And you can throw shoes and stuff like that right in the baskets.
Right.
You can check yourself on the way out, on the way to school. You got a nice mirror, some lighting, but still, a nice, simple area, but nothing too, fancy where it's looking like girly. I still want to keep it nice and neutral where it fits everybody. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Teenagers and a grown ass woman.
Yep. Looks good. Friends aren't gonna be weird if they come over and see it. It's not gonna be too extreme.
Exactly. Thank you. So the next photo shows where Daphne has her office space, and you see her little table, her little desk over there. And I really want to speak with her in terms of swinging this couch around a different way, because I have to, like I said, I'm trying to think in terms of the flow of the space. But I want to take those doors off, the French doors, and actually put them make like a wall barrier. Right in that area where her son is walking, I want to put a desk there and kind of do it like I did here with my bookshelf, and then put the two and bolt and fix those two doors to the floor on like a piece of wood, like a 2x4, to make like a wall separator. So the next photo kind of shows my idea. Well, this is how I want to see Daphne's space.
And again, if you want to purchase these NFTs, send all cash to $B-Phlat and just mark it NFT. Sorry, go ahead.
This photo is kind of how I want to get her a desk chair, because the chair that she's using is a part of her furniture. So I'm going to reupholster those two chairs and put them back into the living room and redo her desk, face it towards that wall, and just brighten up everything in there and just add pops of color.
Beautiful.
Small pops of color in case she ever wanted to paint or do something different. It's not a difficult task. So the next photo shows more or less how I want to do a wall screen divider. Cool. So you'll be able to see, you won't be able to see into her space unless you walk into her space. So I want to extend it out, but I want to use, like I said, the two doors that are already on the wall and a bookshelf. And I have an idea. I'm going to draw it out and show everybody, but I just wanted people to kind of see with that. And then I drew a little blue circle rug on the floor. I think the next photo shows, I actually kind of superimposed a rug over the floor and blocked everything out just so I can see how a blue would look in that room.
Absolutely.
Because everything in there is so dark. So that's just like, just to kind of give me an idea of what I'm looking for. And the next photo shows like when you walk in, this is what you see if you were standing in front of the fireplace. So this is what I would like to do. And like I said, Daphne, she texted me today, and we have some things that we need to work out and discuss. But my next photo kind of shows, I just blocked everything out and did my own drawing. Y'all know how I do it.
Oh, that's awesome.
How I want to position the couch. And the only pattern in the curtain that I want is on the wall. I want to just do something simple like white with some blue in it, some plants. And then I really, I'm looking for like t-shirts and different patterns and fabric that I have that I could bring this pillow idea together. Because, all we need is 2 old comforters to make some pillows. So I definitely want her storage in the front, in the little coffee table to be storage for games and different things like that. And I'm going to put her 2 chairs that she had 2 accent chairs on each side of the rug. So I haven't done that drawing yet, but I want to position the couch like this. But like I said, I have to discuss that with Daphne, because a lot of people are really funky about having their back to a door. So it just depends about, how people want things set up in their home. So that's why I have 2 different layouts possibly to go with. So I'm just showing different versions of what I want to do.
Look at you.
Thank you. And I think the last photo just kind of shows where I want to do a blue wall, which is the wall where her couch is now, is the wall behind the couch. and that's my accent wall. And I want to put a separator. I'm definitely going to put a divider. So there's like a walk-in space into the kitchen. And then just kind of, we're going to do something in the kitchen. I haven't decided yet. I have to talk to Daphne about that, but I'm definitely going to paint the back of that counter area and possibly put 2 counter height chairs there. So, and then put some curtains. I'm going to raise the curtain bar that she has painted black, put some different curtains up, but just make it longer since her ceilings are so high.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah.
There.
Question for Daphne in the live chat. Do your sons, B said your sons played sports. Are they constantly jumping up and slapping the top of entryways indoors? I remember doing that. And then eventually you start hitting the ceiling once you get a little taller and can jump higher. But I just annoyed the hell out of myself remembering how many ceilings and doorways I slapped walking in and out of it as a kid to a teenager.
I was up till like 1 o'clock in the morning on this drawing. You see, I forgot to finish drawing on the pillow, the black X. I was like, shit, I'm tired of going to bed. Right?
That's hilarious. Yeah.
I just love doing this, just because visually for me, I have to see it and know exactly what I'm working with. So I look at the picture again and be like, oh, I have to do that because I can't do this with it. So those are things, And the interesting thing is I talked to Taina because I'm going to be featuring her. I'm actually going to feature all 3 of my people whose flips I've done. Have them come on and talk about the things that went wrong. Because I need to know that. And the funny thing is Taina and I talked about 4 or 5 things in her space that I want her to talk about. I was like, save it for the show. Because I'm actually going there February the 8th. I have a show and I'm staying an extra day. You already know. I'm doing a live taping in Orlando at the Afro Channel, a comedy special. So on the 9th, I'm going to Taina's spot. I already got my hotel room and everything, and I'm going to fix her stuff live. But I'm even going to have Kaya on just to say, like, how the flip, here it is a year later. How are things working out with your flip? Did any of the film peel off the windows? Or are you having any problems with anything? Did any of the Barbies fall down? Or, I need to know that kind of stuff. So, because if I don't know what's working, what's not working, how will I ever get better?
Well, it's a big part of who you are, but what happens whenever they give you feedback on your attitude is the
That's fine
thing
too, because I can take that. That's one thing about me, Chris. I could take it because I dish it out.
That's fair. Okay. I imagine you and Taina had a few back and forths.
We did. That's all on the video. Thank you, Shantae, for capturing all of that.
Perfect.
Let me go and jump into my DIY because we have a great feature tonight. He's sitting, he's waiting.
Mm-hmm.
And I am
look at you running on time too. You told him the time he was going to come on. I'm proud of you.
And we even started a little late, but it's all good. I ain't even mad.
Obviously, because you didn't bring it up.
Talking to your ass, Chris. So I'm jumping into fish. This episode is dedicated to the Picasso that said, B, can you please do an episode about what Fish Nasty Friday is about? So I am. And I'm featuring my nephew, Jordan Lane, and his wife. They took Fish Nasty Friday to a whole nother level, and I really appreciate it. But I'm going to just throw it out there. During COVID, because everybody was home all the time, so every day was the same. So to make days different, we named the day, and we would do something that day. So that's how we came up with Taco Ball Tuesday, Wiggle in the Middle Wednesday, Throw It on Your Thursday, Fish Nasty Friday, Slidey Saturday. You see what I'm saying? So we would have fun. So Fish Nasty Friday is just stay naked all day. We was like, you know what? We got clothes on the rest of the week. Let's just be naked. So we would put towels on the couch. We ain't just sitting around booty juice on everything. So we put towels on whatever we sitting on. If we eat in the kitchen naked, towels on. Just stay naked. Have your fish or whatever you're going to eat. But just have fun on Fish Nasty Friday. Do you? So a lot of people be like, oh, I got kids. I got this. I can't do it. But I like how Jordan and his wife, nephew, shout out to Bridgeport, Connecticut, celebrated Fish Nasty Friday for Christmas. So this is what I'm going to show because they took it to a whole nother level. Now I want to do this.
69th episode indeed.
He said that he and his wife, they they come from a big family. They decided this was actually last year in 2021. They decided to do something different, because they just wanted to be by themselves. So they were like, "Oh, B, you hit it on point with the Fish Nasty Friday." So what they did was he went out and spent $35 on Christmas decorations. They got a hotel room and they decorated the hotel room. And I thought that was so dope. So the next photo shows what they did. Isn't that cute? Put up the tree and the lights. And it was just the two of them, and they had Fish Nasty Friday, and their baby came out of that. Shout out. Yeah, so I got to shout out the baby. Baby Zoe, Koa Jade. Yep, Koa Jade Lane got conceived on Fish Nasty
No.
Christmas. Next photo. Look at that. They decorated. Got the matching cups. They decorated the dresser and stuff in there. That's nice for their Christmas. They just said, we getting away from the family. We just going to do it here at the hotel. Next photo.
Literally.
Look at that. Couple stuff. Like the foot soaks, where you put the paraffin and you put your feet in there. It gives you like the little peel and it makes your feet real soft. They were drinking probably cocoa with a little sip of something in it. Enjoying each other. So that's what Fish Nasty Friday is about.
Question.
So the next, yes.
Is this all they were wearing?
Probably. Because it's Fish Nasty.
They got foot condoms on and that's it.
Foot condoms. That's right. They enjoying themselves. Okay. And this is what couples should do.
All right.
Take some time for each other. So shout out to Jordan and his wife and baby Koa Lane Jade. Yes.
That's great.
Jade Lane. I'm sorry. Bridgeport, Connecticut in the house. So I'm glad that they this is what they do Christmas now, is do Fish Nasty Christmas. And I think that's so dope. I was like, I think we should go do that. Take it to the hotel and just be away from people. So
shout it out.
The last photo I put up for my feature, my Flats feature, because he is an amazing, accomplished, and I just wanted him to show. I was talking to him on the phone and we just had such a long, great conversation. I was showing him. I wanted him to see the photo that I framed of Sybil Wilkes, her two photos with the belts. We gotta
send that to Sybil. We gotta send that to Sybil.
I did. I tagged her.
Oh, you did.
I tagged her. She ain't getting my painting. That's staying right in my yoga room. Right, you know that, Chris.
What's that?
Did you think I was gonna send that photo, that frame, to her?
No.
Oh yeah, I
wouldn't expect you to do something like that for somebody else.
Well, yeah, I just dab. You know me. I just dabble.
I'm kidding.
I'm moving right along because you telling the truth. I don't argue with nobody telling the truth. That painting is right next to a painting that Dennis did in my yoga room. So I'm awesome. Like, oh, you know what? I threw some whitewashed some blue on a canvas and framed Sybil's photos.
I love it.
But I keep it simple. I am not amazing like this man we are about to feature. So with that being said, Chris, I would like to introduce Mr. Frank Kelley Jr. Bring him on the screen. Chris, we're going to drop you off for a minute, if you don't mind.
Frank, enjoy it. You deserve it. You're an incredible artist, and I'm excited to see all this and hear B chat with you for a bit. Thanks for joining B.
Thank you. Thank you, Chris. And I am so happy that his assistant, his PR person, Sherri Battle, hit him up. She obviously watches this show. She does her research. She does her she does what she needs to do to get this brother promoted and where he needs to be. So I am so happy that she reached out to me in reference to him. And when I saw his work, I was like, I can't believe he just wants to be on my little show. With all the amazing things that you have done and your amazing accomplishments, amazing things, and you're sitting in your gallery. So with that being said, I'd just like to introduce to all my Picassos, Mr. Frank Kelley Jr. And I'm just going to let everybody, I'm going to let you tell everybody a little bit about you. I'm going to listen, and then I'm dropping off the screen when you're ready to show your work. So This is where I need like a little horn, a little blow, a whistle, like, you know. Thank you and welcome to the show. Thank you for being on Tighten Up Tuesday.
Is he muted?
Is he muted still, Andy? We can't hear.
I thought he was quite quiet.
Quiet,
Can
right?
you hear me?
We got
we
you,
can
Frank.
hear you now, sir. Yes, we can hear
Okay,
you.
great.
Thank you.
I'm Frank Kelley Jr., an artist. I've been painting for a number of years on my own personal gallery here in Monroe, West Monroe, Louisiana. I've done a number of things. I've been involved with several collectors throughout the United States and international. But more than anything, I enjoy what I do. It's my passion. And it was my passion from the time when I was a kid up until now. And I'm enjoying it more now than I ever have in my entire life. When I see the young lady across from me, when I see her, I see the energy, it inspires me as well. And it's a beautiful thing to do what you love and to be able to create for me and to create for others, to enjoy and to inspire them. And it motivates me each and every day with each piece of work. So at this time,
I'm sorry.
go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, that's fine.
I'm so excited. And I just think that it's amazing that you have been able to make a career for the long out of just painting. And a lot of people, I guess, because when I was in art school, and my dad always said, "You ain't gonna make no money. Why are you going to?" I always felt like I'll be a starving artist, but I've always had a passion. I still paint. I still create. I never made. And actually, I have some pieces that I've commissioned and made money at it, but I just started doing that during COVID. But to be able to do it for a lifelong process and to say I have a gallery and I've done amazing commissions, I just want everybody to know, especially when you start explaining the pieces that you have. I'm honored that you're on this show. And I told you to spit to my brother that I don't get along with. So it's like a sign from God that I better call him and make things right.
Well, I'm honored to be on your show. You're such an amazing person yourself.
You are so accomplished. And I was like, oh, my little broke stuff up. I was like,
oh, come on.
I was like, I sent you my little tin can shots, like the things that we make here. I was like, shoot, I said, my bills was right underneath it. I said, I ain't even that. My real estate tax paper was in the picture.
Oh,
like, he can see I ain't got no money, but I just wish everything the best for you, because you've already doing it. You've been so blessed. You're still being blessed. And I just hope that even being on my show brings you more exposure. And like I said, I'm just happy that you're here. And I'm done talking because I can run my mouth all day.
Oh, come on.
It is your time to shine, sir. So you got the floor.
All right. Well, at this time, I like to show some of my work. Is that okay?
Yeah, go right ahead. Okay. Andy got it up on the big screen.
Okay. I started out painting landscapes. I always wanted to paint landscapes, abstracts, and figuratives. And this is one of my landscapes. Actually, it's not very far as I grew up. And I grew up in a very rural community. And this barn actually is one of the barns that I used to swing my little legs out of and watch my uncle plow his mule. And so I did this from a photograph, but semi-photograph, but also from memory. And this particular piece was just collected in the permanent collection of the Charles Wright History Museum last year.
Amen. That's nice.
Next piece, please. This piece, of course, like I said before, I love doing landscapes and figuratives. This is a figurative piece. This piece was created. It has a lot of history to it. Matter of fact, the home behind it is a home that was it's an area where slaves would be hidden in the community.
Mm.
So the house was still standing. The structure, of course, it was renovated, but the person in front of course, is one of the people from my community, and that piece is one of the two pieces that I had the opportunity to exhibit at the Color Purple exhibit in Los Angeles
Nice.
years ago in '07.
Mm.
The next
Nice.
piece, please. This piece is about one of my babysitters. My mother, who had a job, of course, but she needed me to be cared for. You got to understand, back in those days, there weren't any daycare centers in rural Louisiana. There were basically elderly ladies that you could really trust with your kids. And
Mm-hmm.
this was Miss Eva. Miss Eva was near and dear to me. And this is a memory of 3 years of age of what she looked like. And I painted this piece in, I believe, in 1999 or 2000. And Miss Eva was a strong, passionate. She had about, I think, 4 or 5 kids at the time. A husband worked in the woods, I believe, at the time, the lumber business. But she was my caretaker, I guess you'd say, there for me during the day while my mother worked.
Okay. Nice. Nice.
Next painting.
Same detail.
I then went on my road to abstract work. This painting is titled, I believe it's titled, it's about a stream, not very far from where I grew up. And when I was a child, I would go to this pond all the time, and I would watch the spillway, which was water flowing, and I would see all these crystals as a child. And this is done also from memory. You have to understand, my pieces are created and painted spiritually and emotionally. And I utilize that gift and that talent to create these pieces. Then I go back and I use my academic training in layering. There's somewhat in the neighborhood of 10 to 15 layers of paint on each painting. The
Nice.
next piece, please. This piece is a
Mm.
piece that was commissioned by a collector of mine in Florida. She's also a psychologist, and she had purchased this piece. She wanted a piece that was of structure, design, but also texture, but warmth. And there's some green within the piece, but she wanted to show growth within her. And that's one of the things I really enjoy painting or creating for people or others, that I find very interesting, because I love to paint one story. I actually write about each and one of my pieces. And when you purchase my pieces, you usually or typically get an interpretation of the work. And so a lot of times I will spend effort a lot of times with you in finding out who you are, what you're looking for, and want to pursue and create that piece to fit your needs.
That's what's up.
Next piece.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, I wish I could do that. Oh,
This piece is my newest piece of 2023. Recently, my father passed within 4 months ago. He was my father, but my best friend. My father taught me. He was my I would have to say he was my mentor, he was my role model, he was my hero. And my father taught me wisdom. He taught me how to love people, to receive people, to be passionate, work ethic. He taught me a lot of things that I'm grateful for. And I like to try to instill those things within not only myself, but in my work. And I incorporated within this piece, it's titled Emergence, all the genres that I have been working on through this time that I've had with my father in creating my career. And that includes the landscapes, the abstracts, and figuratives. I've combined all three. The gentleman at the very bottom is not my father, but he's an example of wisdom. He's the elder. Attached to the gentleman behind him is an individual, would have been his son, within the face of this gentleman. Above him would have been someone like myself who is receiving the wisdom from the wisdom tree. And then looking upon that is my mother, who he gives me today, even today, unconditional love. So I incorporate not only pieces that are visual, but also emotional and connected and passionate and long term within each piece. And there's lots of texture, which I utilize in my paintings as well. So this piece is also, it's not available for sale, but there are 5 prints that I'm making that are limited editions, which I will embellish. That means I will paint upon this piece at the size of 30 by 40, which is going to be available for those who are interested.
Oh, okay. That is so.
And if you all are if you're watching right now, we've got Frank Kelley Jr. on, and you can follow him on Instagram. That's at Frank Kelley. That's with the EY Jr. We've got it in the live chat.
You have his and you can put us on the screen.
Let's wait just a second. We need to make an edit to the one that was created. But if you go to Instagram, it's at Frank Kelley Jr. And then there's also, I believe, at shop.fkj. So you can make that happen. Correct.
And his website, which is frankkelleyjr.com.
And also there's frankkelleyjronline.com as well.
Well, I know I have a few questions.
Yes.
And there may be a few in the comments. Is your main medium oil?
My main medium is acrylics. I love acrylics because they dry faster.
Well, how do you get them to be so thick? I only work in acrylics because they're easier to. That's why I was wondering, like with the texture, I thought those were oils.
Yes, I've been told that. Well, basically, over the period of time, and just like anything, as long as you work at something, you develop it. And what happened with me is that with the oils, they for some reason they did not become my friend. And acrylics are my friends. And because I can do so many things with it, I can paint with a wash technique,
right,
or I can use it from a thickness, and it's just so many things that I can do. And by applying multiple layers, which allows me.
Do you have like an additive or anything that you put in the paint?
No, I do not.
No. Oh.
Basically, at the very beginning, I will use Jetso. I use a lot of Jetso, which is like a primer. Like most people maybe use the Gesso from the canvas when it comes in. I will use raw canvas, or I will buy canvas with Gesso, but I'll apply gesso 3 to 4 times, and then apply texture, and then I'll apply gesso again 3 to 4 times.
Oh, that's the technique. Okay, because it's so thick.
And then from there, the layering process. There's about 3 washes, but let me share something with you.
Yeah,
there's a point in this where I do not know what occurs in my work, because my work takes over.
I can
because
see that.
I have the gift comes in play, and when the gift is created by God, it's created by God. And when I'm starting to apply, no matter if I'm painting painting abstract, or if I'm painting anything else, it starts to develop, it starts to add, and it just comes easy. It just flows. And I typically work on 5 to 6 pieces at one time.
I was going to ask, that was my next question, like how long does it take you to typically finish a painting? Or do you work on, because I know I work on 2 or 3 at a time, and but I don't work all the time. I work when I'm inspired. I have to be, to me, motivation and inspiration is 2 different things. So I have to be inspired. And then like when I feel inspired, I'll jump up and then I'll start painting, because something will come to me. So, but now that you already revealed it, that you work on like 5. Yeah, I get it. You are a true art. You are true to the gift, to the nature of it. It just comes to you naturally. And like I said, I'm just ecstatic that you found me and we're on my little show, on our little big show. It's the little engine that could. And like I said, we're still pushing along, and it's just amazing all the things that you do in terms of having commissions already, and just you can feel the love and the storytelling in your paintings. Your paintings are the ones that people stand in front of in the museums and be like, because everybody has their own interpretation, and they're just admiring the depth, the detail, and just, the work within the work. It's masterful, and hats off to you. Chris,
a quick question.
I'm about to have a question in the comments for Mr. Kelley.
That's right.
Yes.
HR, loyal viewer, Picasso. What inspires Frank in his work? What advice would he give a starting collector, and who are some of his favorite artists in any genre? Those 3 questions. Feel free to attack one or all.
Okay. I would have to say, if you're a collector, you always want to purchase anything. You want to purchase a piece that you like, no matter what it is. I don't care if it's going to bring a lot of value. That's truthful enough. Most people purchase work for 2 or 3 reasons. They either purchase it for decor reasons, or they purchase it for both decor and for financial, reasons. But I would say for a collector to have the correct definition of a collector, a full collector would be one who purchases it for the love of art, a true collector. And of course, those who are looking for it as an investment, that's also something that you should keep in mind, because at some point, as you purchase more work, you are going to want, at some point, you're going to want to maybe sell it or get rid of it, or want to know the value. And so it's always good up front to keep in mind when you're purchasing work, if there is a value connected to it. And the way to identify value in artists, and all of us, all artisans, are not what I would say collector artists, works of art. There are going to be some works that are going to reach a higher height than others, not based on and let me say this too, that all artists are great artists, no matter what you create. Okay? There's no bad art, far as I'm concerned. Okay? But I will say this, there's art, like I would say, I would use myself as an example because I've worked very hard to pursue this, is the fact that I always wanted people to purchase my work and have something in return that's valuable.
Okay.
And one of the reasons, in order for me to do that, it took many, many years for people to put a stamp of approval on my work in that system, because it's very difficult to get in those areas of appreciation and validation in the art world
Yes,
that
it is.
will give you true appraisals. And once your work is truly appraised, then you can take it to your insurance company. And once your insured company insures it, then it becomes a part of your net worth.
That's what's up.
Then once this becomes a part of your net worth, is then you can utilize it as a resource. That means you can borrow money from it. You can use it to purchase land from it. You can do multiple things from it.
Oh, you need a class. You need to teach them and tell them, because I'm just saying, because what you're saying, I didn't even know, and I've been creating, and I'm sure
Yes.
I'm always thinking about my intellectual property when it comes to the rights of my material.
Yes.
But I never thought about like the work that I create and different things about, or any other artist. That's good information to know in terms of getting it appraised, because it's so hard for us in terms of the brown people to be accepted in the art world.
Yes.
It's a really small, very elite, like old boy network. And with, like you said, you can get in there and get certified. And like you said, that in terms of borrowing against yourself and your own work, that is definitely good information to know.
Frank, I have a question. Oh, go ahead, Dean.
Okay.
Go ahead, B.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chris, because I was going to let Mr. Kelley know it's 10 o'clock and I only had maybe a time for another question before we roll out so that we could, keep it pushing, because I'm totally...
It's a tight show. Frank Kelley Jr.'s website, frankkellyjr.com, at Instagram, Frank Kelley Jr. And then you can also see his art page on there where you can purchase different things. I'm curious, Frank, we're lucky here in St. Louis. We're next to, I'm very biased because I love him and his wife. We have a muralist that's our neighbor. And the thing that I would be most surprised at, his name's Kababi Bayak. I would be most surprised about Kababi is how much time, physical time, and then his studio manager's in there working, Amber's in there all day long too. How much time he's physically in there painting, creating, doing different things. Now that could just be his style, and it could be the commission rate or anything like that. That was the most surprising thing to me, to see how much time he actually put into it on a day-to-day basis. For your style and for your business, is there anything that people would be very surprised about?
I think people, I think it's important for me to share what actually goes within the work or each piece. And because usually people see what the finished product and they don't really know what actually goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And it's no different in terms of what you all are doing. A lot of the greatest things in the world comes about when it's in the forefront and people just see what's actually going on at that particular time. But there's a lot of effort, that there's many years of schools trying different things that work and do not work, or whatever the case may be. I would have to say that it's important for people to just recognize, just know in terms of what is actually being done. I would have to say that.
That's wonderful.
If anything.
Yeah.
Or at least appreciate, like you say, the work, the hard work that goes into it. Like people.
Yes. Because when when people ask you a price point of what your work is worth, then you say, they say, how long did it take you to paint that? And you may say, well, it took me 2 hours. Well, it took you 2 hours to paint it, but it took you 35 years to get there. So it took you actually 35 years to paint that piece.
I didn't look at it like that. In terms of like the thought process behind anything.
Yeah, all the things that it took you to get there, over the years, the schooling, the trials and tribulations, the sacrificing, not
That's
going
true.
to different events, being with your spouse or your girlfriend or your mom, your dad, but you were there with a brush in your hand and you were painting and you were doing without eating or going here and going there, but you were painting.
Frank, you
And
gonna make me add a new category to my CashApp report.
I like that. I was going to say those weed jokes don't write themselves.
go ahead.
I need a category for all my trials.
Oh my God.
Jamie, I got my cough drop, Jamie.
Listeners are always looking out for.
You cash ask me for my cough drops when I be smoking. I'm just saying. You know what? I don't think about my labor. It's funny how my husband recognizes it when I'm down here working on all the stuff that I do when I'm building, and because I just think it's a part of what I do, and I don't look at it like the hours and the labor. And when I'm up drawing and doing things till like 4 or 5 in the morning, and I didn't go to bed last night till like 2:30, and I woke up at like 8 o'clock, which is super late for me because I'm an early person. But I was inspired, and I was like, you know what? Let me go down and finish. I jumped up at midnight, and I came down here and just started drawing again, and that's how things happen for me. So, but people, like you say, they don't see that. Well, some people will show that because we live in a day and age where people show their life 24 hours a day. But I ain't coming down here at midnight with I don't be having no bra on. You know what I'm saying? I be looking about half crazy.
There it is.
So you can't see me 24 hours showing my life. But yeah, I was down here working and drawing, and I just was inspired until I felt sleepy. And then like the creative juices, that's where I left off on that picture. And I was like, oh, I got the finished drawing on the pillow. Because after one came to me, then the next one. And I was like, oh, no. But that's how it is. So I totally get it.
Well, there it is.
Well, with that being said, Mr. Kelley, I am so thankful that you were here on Tighten Up Tuesday. You just helped us make history. And again, another point in history. And I so appreciate you. And I so hope that people hit you up. And I'm sure I'll get some comments and different things.
People are checking the website already.
Sure they are. Mm-hmm. I'm sure they are because, like I was telling you,
I like the ad. If you don't mind, I like the ad. I really like talking to people, and you can always call me if someone has any other questions after your show or whatever the case may be, or they want to reach out even to Stray.
How kind.
But my phone number is 318-387-0043.
Be careful.
At the gallery.
Frank.
Oh, he put the number
at the gallery. At the gallery. Okay. I was like, Frank, don't do that to yourself,
well,
man.
No, it's fine.
I'll repeat it, but we don't like to tell people. Oh, okay. Oh, it's the gallery. I'm about to say.
Yeah,
like
not my personal. No.
Okay.
No.
Well, if you do hit me up. Believe me, we'll send them the gallery number if people ask.
Okay.
That's
fine.
You won't have no problems with that. I just want to thank you again for being on here. I hope you enjoy being on the show. And, if you have any questions for us, about the show or anything, or, you can ask me or Chris, or other than that, I would say thank you so much again. And we're going to. Did you enjoy yourself? That's what I want to know.
Don't put him on the spot.
Yes, I did enjoy myself.
What if he said no? What are you going to do if he said no? What are you going to do if he said no?
I would do the no dance. No dance. Yes.
Oh, wow. You get a whole show for Frank Kelley.
You go, girl.
Oh, boy.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kelley. We're going to let you go.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you again. God bless you, sir. Thank you again and again and again. Smooches. Chris, Did you see the yes and the no?
The which was it?
The yes and the no. You saw the end. I was doing the end.
Oh, right. Yeah, the yes and the no dance.
That's the no. And then, I could take Chris. If he'd said no, it would have been his honest opinion. There's
Oh, who wouldn't love coming on here with you?
Pierre.
You two are siblings more than you are guest and whatever. Oh, that was funny. Do you remember when you had Chad on and he was on another planet? I don't know if I've ever seen anything wilder than that.
I don't know who was wilder, him or Peter.
I think it was Chad. I think I'm biased too because I interviewed Chad and it was like the coolest, chillest conversation ever, and he gets around you and he flies to Mars.
Is that what he did? Is that what it was? It was me, Chris.
Yes.
I wouldn't say all that.
Yes. 1,000%. And
I know him.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say he was acting any different than he normally acts around me. You don't know how he act around me.
I do because I was there for 2 hours.
Anyway.
I love it. B, this has been great. So many great compliments for Frank Kelley Jr. in the live chat. Everybody's enjoying his website. Shout out to Andy and Key for fixing that Instagram handle. I put it in the live chat. Frank Kelley Jr. on Instagram, and make sure you go check him out and give him a call. Say hello.
Because he sure put the number out there.
He's into it. I love it.
I love creative people, and that's what our Picassos are. It's funny because I was reading. I went through 4 episodes and read comments and made comments and stuff like that. And there was somebody said, I want to be a Picasso. And I said, all you got to do is watch the show and go to Buy Jack and get a shirt that say Picasso.
You're official.
That's right. You are official. And I just love creative people. All you got to do is do what you do. Even if you just watch the show, you might be thinking of creative things in your mind to do some point in your life. I'm sparking interest, and that's what that's my God-given talent, Chris.
Won't he do it?
Won't he do it? So with that being said, I'm giving a quick shout out to I'm going to show some BIYs next week from Devin Henderson, Sharon Neal, and Karen Blake. Yeah, they sent me some interesting stuff. So I didn't want them to think that I forgot about them, but I'm definitely going to be showing them next week. And next week's feature is Janet Dollar and her husband, Damien.
Oh, it's about time. Finally, the famous Janet Dollar joins the show.
Janet Dollar is coming on.
The Janet Dollar who has kept me in the studio until 10 p.m. Central for the last 2 years.
Well, Janet Dollar will be here next week.
Wasn't she weren't you gonna try and work something out to co-host with her at some point?
Yeah, and that's what next week is about.
That's a big announcement.
Yeah, it's a big announcement. So I'm just excited about her and Damien.
Live in St. Louis, sitting next to me. You just push me out of the camera. Oh, I'll be.
And it might look like we go together, Chris. I'm sitting next to you.
Okay.
Oh, we'll look like the TCU Georgia game. Mismatch.
Oh gosh.
Look like we ain't supposed to be here.
Yeah, right.
Look like they ain't supposed to be there.
TCU. Oh no. Gosh.
All right, Chris, I'm gonna go ahead and do the Ask Chris Deasy.
All right, let's wrap it up. Tight show.
Wrapping it up and show my 2 flight. This Ask Chris Deasy came in from Carolina. So let me go ahead and do my dance for Cheryl and Mark and Ruth and Laura and Divine.
Go B. That's how people walked into a party. That's right.
That's how you walk into a party.
Oh, wow. That's really impressive. Can you throw your jacket to somebody when you walk in?
I always walk in the party. They're like, no, they're not. No, they go over here.
Oh my gosh, it's perfect.
You gotta walk around like,
They really got to know when you get there, don't they?
Dancing is about an attitude. You got to show in your face. That's all I got to say about dancing.
You're very good at that.
Face. So are you ready for your Chris Deasy?
Oh, please. What a wonderful segment.
Thank you, Carlotta Cook. Shout out to Orlando. It says, Chris, do you take your car or truck to a repair when it needs to be repaired to a bootleg mechanic, or do you take it to the dealership?
I grew up in the country, so I'm very familiar with the bootleg mechanics, or somebody's got a garage illegally with no licensing or anything. But I'm more of a take it to a shop. But no, you never take it to the dealer. You're gonna get just walloped on that.
You call and they come over and work on your car at your house.
No, not personally. I know plenty of people like. You know what? It's St. Louis, and where I live in the city, you have to, like, when you're going through the neighborhood, it's so obvious who the in-home car repair people are, because there's always 7 or 8 cars, and there'll be new cars too. I assume that's hard with computers and stuff, but there's one in particular guy I drive by all the time that when I go by, he's working on a different vehicle, and he puts them on the street. I mean, they're just right there on the street. Yeah, but he's always got a new crop in there, so I'm not trying to step on his hustle. That means he does good work.
That means he do good work if people lined up. Yeah, but we have a couple people that we call. They come right over here and they work on the car out in the back. You can't beat that with a baseball bat. Ain't no dealership coming and do that. All they gonna do is charge you $300 an hour to look at your shit.
Oh, 1,000%, and then tell you, you need a bunch of factory stuff that's went out. So that's how it works. Yeah, great question. Bunch of good comments. Shout out to Fab540, Tanya, Ms. Michelle, Pack93, Missy Shoe. Says the mechanic has to have a cigarette hanging out and an oil-stained hat. That's a given. Absolutely. Baby Ruth, Candy, guess I'm snobby. I take it to the dealer. Good for you if you can take it to the dealer.
They always have a piece of paper and a pen in the pocket up in the top part, so they can be writing little crazy stuff down.
Yeah, I like that. No, I like that. Growing up in the area I grew up in, there was always somebody's uncle's friend that would, if you needed to, get your car signed off on for what certified or.
Yeah, for the inspection.
If you need to get it inspected, you pull up 3 tires busted, no mirror, just a slide bill of 20, maybe buy them lunch, and you got yourself an inspection. I knew plenty of people that did that.
We don't have a how they hold them down. All I have is a shout out again to Janet next week for our feature. And people have any DIY photos or anything that they want to show me, any projects that they're working on, please hit up Frugal Phlip. Be careful how you spell it, because there really is a person out there named Frugal Philip.
Watch him. He's trouble.
Yes. He sent Jordan a nasty email saying this is not a show. I am not the show. Jordan was like, I emailed you twice to try to send me the nasty pictures, and Frugal Philip hit me back. He was like, this is not the show.
Oh no, not Frugal Philip.
Frugal Philip hit him back. So
that's hilarious. I have a bunch of comments about the mechanic, but I do have one other question. Chris, have you ever been to a soul food restaurant by yourself? I walked into whenever it was still in the Grove where they filmed. I went to Sweetie Pies alone once. I mean, if that counts.
Everybody goes to Sweetie Pies. That's like walking in.
Well, they used to. It's gone now.
Yeah. It's like that kind of place is like walking it. You can go in there by yourself. And get something to go.
There's one I want to that is on. If any St. Louisans are watching, I go by there all the time, and it's south of our studio. It's south of SLU's campus on Compton past Shodo. What is it called? And it's like Key and I have went by there so many times together, and it's just like a little, I don't know, 100 by 100 foot place with the fish and chicken. There's always a line. You know what I'm talking? What is that place called? Diner's Delight. I want to go there. I don't want to look like a jerk, but I'll take a selfie to prove I went, because I want to go there. Well, Sweetie Pies doesn't count, says Miss Michelle. I knew somebody'd have a problem with it. Sorry, go ahead.
Louis, since I'll be there on the 19th, just to let Michelle know, I only have 4 spots left. I got 6 photos already, Chris.
6 photos. Oh.
Moms.
Hello.
Their kids.
Let's match them up when they get there. Maybe there's some single dads that want to meet some single moms at the show.
I got 6 people already, and I got 4 more to give away. So if you're in St. Louis, you're listening, and you're a single mom, and you want to come to the show on the 19th, you know what to do. Send me a picture of you and the kids.
Love it.
So you, somebody sent a picture, and the dude, you can see him in the mirror with the ring on, and he was taking the picture of the kid. I was like, oh, this does not count.
We got scamming. There's scamming happening.
I'm like, people
ma'am, you are in a loving relationship. Don't put that curse on your kids.
They would look like take a picture of us. Get us a picture.
Look sad. Look sad.
I was like, the dude, I could see him taking the picture in the thing. I was like, that's the husband. Y'all just trying to get a free ticket.
So funny.
Please don't be trying to scam me. Send me one of them old school pictures that you know them old school where you got to go to Olden Mills, or where you got your kids sitting on your lap, one standing in the back, and the mama be like this. And right, that's what I'm talking about. I've been getting those kind of pictures. Those
I love it.
Mama pictures with the baby.
Oh,
the baby
this is so good.
The baby.
Oh,
yeah. And guess what, Chris?
You're here next week.
I have another show February 7th. I'm actually doing a live taping, and it's a free audience. And it's in Orlando at the Afro Channel.
And if you go to the show, you can stay at Taina's place for free.
And you wrong for that. You know, I'm going over there so I can fix her stuff. And I'm definitely have her come on and talk about it, because I need to know that kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff they don't tell you on other shows. So, yes, I'm doing this taping February 8th, which is actually a Wednesday. And they moved the date just because of me. They called talking about, can I do it on February 7th? I said, I got Tighten Up Tuesday.
You
called me back the next day. I'm not lying, Chris. They called back the next day and say, Ty Mike was like, I'm going to see if we can move the date, B.
You could have had MM and Quincy fill in for you.
They moved the date for me. So I'm coming in on that Wednesday. I'm leaving that Friday because I'm going to fix Taina's stuff.
That's awesome. Yes,
all my Tampa, Orlando, Lakeland, Florida people that want to come to the show, make sure y'all hit me up so that I can put you on the list, because it's a free tape.
Leave the alligators at home, please.
And then February 17th, I'm going to be in Bossier City. It's Bossier. It's right outside of Shreveport. I'm doing an African American celebration. And it's funny because Frank is coming to the show.
Oh, great. That's awesome.
Yeah, I was telling him about I'm going to do that. I have that flyer next week to throw up.
Beautiful.
Other than that, Chris.
Did we show the St. Louis flyer? There it is. Look at that. Tina Precious. If you're in town, it's so funny because people think you're joking. Like, you're going to get stuck. We're going to only do standing room only because it's basically sold out, but
it's sold out.
There's a couple regular seats left, so get them quick.
It is sold out, Chris, and I'm not doing no 2 shows because I want to hang out with my friends. As at the first show, yeah, and then at the second show it might be like 30 people, and then I won't get to hang out with my friends. And after this first show is over, we just hanging there, drinking, getting on stage, clowning, having fun, singing, whatever. That's how we do it. They know how we get down.
That's
and
right.
I appreciate you for letting us hang there. So
Beautiful.
With that being said, I want to say goodnight to all of my Picassos, and I will see you next Tuesday. And I love the fact that they're here with me every Tuesday, Chris, for this dark hour. It's 10:30 when people could be asleep, but they're here hanging with me, and I appreciate that. I really
Make it
do.
happen. Happy 69th Fish Nasty Tuesday. Shout out to Key. Shout out to Andy. Shout out to all of you. Shout out to Frank. Go support him. We're back next week, and B will have Janet Dollar, and B will be right here. She'll be next to me in St. Louis, acting like an awkward couple sitting side by side.
I told you, like the game yesterday.
You didn't think Key'd get any camera time, did you? Guess what? There it is.
Oh, B!
I have a feeling Key and B are going to go wild next week. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. We'll see you next week. All right.
all alone.